What's going on, everybody, man? It is finally official. Trae Young is a Washington Wizard. I talked a lot of nonsense yesterday about, wanting Trae Young to go to the Raptors, wanting him to go to the Orlando Magic because those teams had defensive identities. But it's official. Trae Young got what he wanted. That's all that really matters. It all formulated so fast. He requested a trade. We seen Washington Wizards has interest. And then a day later, Trae Young picked Washington Wizards as top preferred destination. And it happened mid-game. You know what I'm saying? I think this is the first time we ever seen, a guy of his stature get traded mid-game like that. I think everybody kind of seen it coming a little bit. Because C.J. McCollum, who played every game this season, was out, with some type of soreness. Corey Kispert was out for some reason. So, and those guys will end up in the trade. Just straight up C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert for Trae Young. No draft picks, okay? That was the thing I was laughing at. I'm not going to lie. I was going through the Instagram comment sections, and, man, people was on Atlanta Hawks a little bit about not getting any type of draft capital for your franchise, your former franchise guy. Just a little crazy to me. Not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? You see guys like Mikal Bridges, Desmond Bane get traded for so many picks. And then the guy of Trae Young's stature, just no draft capital. Just a little weird to me. I'm not going to lie. Just a little weird to me. Corey Kispert and C.J. McCollum straight up for Trae Young was just a little flat, in my honest opinion, for the Hawks. But I'm not trying to knock C.J. McCollum. C.J. McCollum is a plug-and-play veteran. He will go to Atlanta, and lead those guys in a good way. I do kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? C.J. McCollum, fit-wise, isn't bad in Atlanta. He's the lead guard over there now. Perfect situation. It's not a team that's trying to rebuild all the way. It's a team that's trying to retool around Jalen Johnson. And I think that's perfect. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that. I'm pretty sure CJ McCollum, I don't know if this is a long-term spot for CJ. Because like I said, it's not a team that's really there as far as like playoff contending, in my opinion. But you never know. You know what I'm saying? This could be a spot where CJ might be like, hey, I want to retire here, and that's cool too. And then Corey Kispert isn't a bad player to get. So, but let's talk about the Washington Wizards. Okay, that's the main thing here. Trae Young going to the Washington Wizards. How does that even look? Now, the main reason, obviously, is money, I feel like. It has to be. You know what I'm saying? I think Trae Young wanted to go to a place where he knew he could get that extension. And I'm pretty sure here in the next couple hours or so, we will see a post saying that Trae Young has got his extension. Okay? I'm pretty sure the Washington Wizards and Trae Young had prior conversations about that. And I'm pretty sure if he knew he can go somewhere and get that long-term extension, that's more appealing to him because he wants a long-term, situation, especially after, it not working out with the Hawks. Why wouldn't you? So I do think that's actually a smart move by Trae Young. I think everything went very smooth because of that, because he had a preferred destination and the Wizards just has interest. So, you want to be somewhere you want it. And I think Trae Young wanted his own team also. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young is still a double-double machine. He does obviously, have things to work on like defense, giving up a lot of points, being inefficient. You know what I'm saying? He could definitely be more efficient, efficient as far as offense. So he obviously has things to work on, but he has a lot of positives that he brings. He definitely was a top 5 Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was paying for Trae Young when they was coming to Atlanta games, I'm pretty sure, because Trae Young has been the only bright spot for the Hawks. I think since Dominic Wilkins or something. I don't know personally. I never really been in tune with the Hawks until Trae Young got there. Trae Young put the Hawks on the map for me. Here lately, and it's gonna be a whole different franchise without Trae Young now. So Trae Young definitely did his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely still an all-star in his league. We're not gonna forget about who Trae Young is. I know I said that in my last video. I'm like, people go to Washington, we forget about him, but I think Trae Young can actually. If Trae Young can change this around, like this will definitely help his career, leading these young guys. They still do have a pretty good young core. You still got Alex Sarr. Like I said, Trey Johnson can shoot from way downtown. And now with Trae Young being in the offense, I'm pretty sure that's going to only open up the offense for the younger guys and actually make them better, okay? And Trae Young is a very good assist guy. He could probably make Sarr better. And, they still got Chris Middleton, a vet, over there. So I think it's it is more reasons than the money that Trae Young could have went to wanted to go to Washington. And also I can't say this word, executive. Yeah, the executive for the Washington Wizards is the guy that drafted Trae Young. So Trae Young has a good relationship with the executive, so that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad that Trae Young got somewhere he wanted to be. I guess I just really didn't think the Wizards made sense, especially if he wanted to contend. But I don't think it's really about contending right now. It's about building for the future. So I think, as far as the Wizards side, it's a win, bro. You know what I'm saying? You get a guy that can lead your rebuild. And I think Trae Young is a good guy to, lead your rebuild a little bit. And you got the young core. You just got to keep building now. Make the right moves going forward. You obviously need some more defense, though. That's the first thing I seen. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, they're not any better than the Hawks, and they have a really bad record right now. The Wizards are currently 14th in the East, and the record is 10-26. So I mean, Trae Young got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? But like I said, with Trae Young going over there, there's obviously more hope in DC. I'm pretty sure a lot of DC fans is happy. They got another guy they can look at and be like, okay, like there's some hope. You know what I'm saying? Trae Young definitely is some hope. 27. He's not, he's not old. You know what I'm saying? He's not young, but. I think Trae Young is the perfect guy to, lead this rebuild. Y'all let me know down below in the comments how y'all feel about this Trae Young situation. I mean, it went so smooth for him. You know what I mean? He definitely going to get the payday. It's just about, like I said, building now. Because, like I said, this team isn't a contender. I mean, but the East is wide open, too. You know what I mean? The East is wide open. So, I knew he was going to stay in the Eastern Conference. Now, that was the thing I didn't know. But man, I ain't gonna lie. I still would have liked him going to a team like Orlando or Toronto, because I mean they're just more, or even Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like I kind of wish he went somewhere where he could contend right now. But but you only can respect this move by Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? Not taking the easy way out, not trying to team up with a whole bunch of superstars. He's trying to go lead his own team. So I mean that was really evident to me when he did this. This was all about leading his own team, getting his extension, and being somewhere long term, and also being somewhere he was wanted. Because Atlanta didn't want to pay him. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta didn't want to extend Trae Young, and that was obvious. So we all knew that Trae Young was going to get traded soon. Sooner or later, he was going to get traded from the Atlanta Hawks. Definitely, like I said, definitely a top 5 Hawk. That 2021 run by Trae Young in the playoff was just elite. I'm not going to lie. Like, him hitting that floater and shutting up the Knicks. Not gonna lie, Trae Young. I mean, his record against the Knicks ain't not the best. So I can't really say Trae Young owned the Knicks, but he had a really good run. He had a really good run in 2021 with the Hawks. They have some good. He definitely had a lot of bright moments. 4-time All-Star with the Hawks, I think. So he's still a 25 points per game scorer, and he can also average 10 assists. But yeah, I think Trae Young just gonna remind everybody here in DC that he can lead a team. He can make. I think now it's all about making his teammates better and building this Washington Wizards organization up. But you guys let me know down below in the comments, man, how you feel about this Trae Young situation. How good would the Wizards be with Trae Young now on the roster? And please just hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below if you enjoyed today's video. I'll see y'all in the next one. You dig?